Look at this classroom. What do you see? Well, to answer that, consider what these students are able to see.
Did you finish the first passage?
Welcome to the 17th Annual Braille Challenge at the Washington Talking Book and Braille Library, where 9-year-old Zoe Newton's spelling skills are right on point.
Yeah, some words, and the 34th word was error.
Okay. How did you spell that out, or what was that like?
I spelt it correctly.
Using these Brailler machines, students are competing in 5 categories, ranging from spelling to reading comprehension.
3, 2, 1. Please stop what you're doing.
For these kids, from grade 1 to 12, it's a time to shine.
I finished 4.
In a setting that recognizes their skills, not the ever-present challenges in their lives.
Being a parent to a special needs or a disabled child, it's isolating.
Jeff Blank, Zoe's dad, says when a genetic bone disorder took away his daughter's sight just after she was born, he was anxious about developing her learning skills.
I remember going to visit some elementary schools and seeing Braille and how is this going to happen?
What word is this?
Let me see.
Seattle schools have helped Zoe learn to read. And with support from programs here at the Braille Library in South Lake Union, she's flourishing.
It's fun to be here.
Plus, families that may have felt alone dealing with blindness are able to come together.
There's a certain bonding and, there are other people. So coming to an event like this, I feel it's great to meet age-appropriate kids who are in the same playing field. So it's great. Reading, spelling, comprehension are all things that we're working on at school. Why not make it a fun event with pizza?
But with the growth of assistive technologies like screen readers, more and more blind kids aren't learning Braille. And the experts say
their education is not complete.
The resources have completely changed.
Andrew Stauffer is a Braille teacher, serving as a judge for this competition.
This doesn't seem to match up.
A National Federation of the Blind study says only 10% of legally blind people in the U.S. read Braille.
People say, why do we need to have Braille? And Braille is really literacy.
And while there are plenty of eager students here, research shows less than 9% of blind children are now learning Braille, down from about 50% in the 1950s. Stauffer says audiobooks do not teach sentence structure, punctuation, or spelling.
Opening quotes, capital, surely.
Critical language tools that sighted people take for granted.
I think that there's a lot of kids who are legally blind who can basically go through school and not learn Braille. There will be a point where they really just are not able to read books.
Library director Danielle Miller says it's a bigger problem than we might realize.
Stats for unemployment for people who are blind, they hover around about 75%, which is huge.
Miller hopes this competition can serve as not only a confidence booster for these kids, but a wake-up call to all of us that a community of disabled people who need our help are losing touch with an important skill.
If they can stick with their Braille, they'll be able to do anything. But there are a lot of kids out there who aren't getting their Braille for any number of reasons, and having Braille on the elevator buttons is not going to be enough.
He climbs on a big cat tree.
So behind the excitement, including a visit with internet sensation Oscar the blind cat, there's a lesson to be learned here.
May I try to pet him?
Yeah.
Celebrating the successes of these contestants is very important.
It's fun to be here because I like learning and testing and reading comprehension Braille.
But the students who are not in these pictures, the ones who are not learning Braille, are the blind people whom we all truly need to see.
Because we want to make persons with disabilities be able to be included in society and have the same benefits and the same privileges as anybody else.
That all may read.
That all may read.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle Channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.